So changing spark plugs on the Chevy Volt. Unscrew this, unclip these, pull this back, pull this yellow tab backwards, press this button and pull it out. So this is free. There's a couple 10mm nuts on the front of this. Undo those. Take this off. You can put it to the side. This should not come off like that. That shows us that it was loose, because as you can see, this is where it connects and this should be tight. This right here. So that's probably my fault from a previous repair, but next thing we gotta do is take these out, and also we gotta undo this. So to undo this, you pull the orange. Yours is gonna look different, mine's a little broken, but you pull the orange back, you press this in, and then you can pull it out. I have it zip tied in place so it doesn't pull out so easily, so I'm gonna cut the zip tie, but for you it should be as simple as pulling this orange tab back, pushing this tab down, and pulling it out. These are Torx T30 screws. Once you have this undone, and this should pull right out. That's not good. Looks like something's been making a nest in here or something. At this point we have access to our plugs. It takes a 17mm socket, I believe. Let's check it out. 17mm socket. Before everybody gets on my case, I think pulling spark plugs out with power tools is totally safe. It's just putting them back in, you gotta be careful. Alright, now comes the hard part. Getting some pliers in there and pulling them out. The easier way of doing this is push your finger in there and kind of make them sit straight. You can use the socket to kind of turn them to the right a little bit and make them sit straight. And then what you can do, for example, I'll show you for these two because they're already sitting straight. Just pop this in, and usually they come out with the plugs just like that. And you can see these plugs need to be changed. They're getting kind of old and funky. Here you pick up yourself some iridium plugs. This is the part number. And then they come pre-gapped, which is something I love. Oh, I just lost this gap. Anyway, nice new shiny plugs, pre-gapped. Drop it in the hole slowly, and that's it. And then what you do is you take your socket and you hand tighten it. And then, you know, you torque it down to whatever the specs are. I'm just gonna make it snug. And then once they're tight, put this back in, the screws back in, you plug this back in. Once all that's back in, you see those little holes in the intake? This thing fits in there. And then you gotta make sure that this air intake fits onto there and we snug it up tight. Unfortunately, looks like that's not what we did last time. So we're gonna, everything's in place. We'll make sure this is back in and we tighten this down. Bolts back in. Make sure this clip goes back on. You flip it over, you pop the yellow thing back in, and then this fits into this slot right here. We're gonna tighten this down after everything's back in place, but it's got these little catches that fit on there. This comes out. This comes out, and then it can be slid back into the catches, and it's gonna come out. Now it can be slid back. Alright, it can be pushed back in, like so. That's it, simple enough. Make sure your hose clamps are tight. Make sure these are on tight, they're closed, everything is tight. This isn't going anywhere. Spark plugs are changed. This video helped. Like and subscribe. Thanks.